Hola, hola, ¿cómo están? In this video, I am going to explain to you what direct and indirect object pronouns are. And those two things, direct and indirect object pronouns, fall under the general category of object pronouns. All right, object pronouns, and we've got direct object pronouns. And we've got indirect object pronouns. One thing I love about learning another language is that it actually helps you learn a lot about your own language. Okay? So we use these all the time in English. We totally do. And we use them just as frequently in Spanish. You folks may not, because they are a little bit intimidating and you're newer to the language. So I'm going to break down for you when and how we use these in Spanish language. I'm going to start right over here with the direct object pronouns. So first thing to note, they answer two questions. They answer who and what. Okay? Let me make this a little bit more visually appealing. Direct object pronouns answer who and what. Before I give you an example of how they answer who and what, let's go ahead and break it down here with a chart showing you what these pronouns are. Me, te, lo, la, nos, os, los, and las. These may look a little similar to your reflexive pronouns, but these are totally different. Okay? Direct object pronouns and indirect object pronouns are completely separate from your reflexive pronouns, which come as a se at the end of the verb. For example, acostarse, levantarse, your routine verbs. Okay? That is totally different. Those are me, te, se, nos, os, and se. So please don't get those confused at all with what we are learning in this video. This is totally separate. Okay? Direct object pronouns, again, answer the questions who and what. Our chart of pronouns goes me, te, lo, la, nos, os, los, and las. Let me give you an example of a direct object pronoun or a direct object and replacing it with a pronoun. So my goal right here, I'm going to give you a sentence. We're going to figure out what's our direct object. Then we're going to replace it with a direct object pronoun, firstly in English. So here's an example. I buy the book. I buy the book. So up here I say it answers two questions. Finding our direct object, right? Our direct object answers two questions. Who or what? Well, look, we have a who and we have a what in this sentence. So it's a little bit confusing, but here is where we have to be very cautious. We always can eliminate the person or subject, right, doing the action. Who's doing the action of buying in this sentence? Think separately from that. Separate question. Who's doing the action of buying? I. Okay? I buy. We're leaving that totally separate. I buy the book. Now I'm going to ask myself right after. I buy the book. What do I buy? The book. Okay? The book is our direct object. I wanted to point out to you just there that there is a who in this example. I, right? But once we figure out who's doing the action, who is our subject pronoun, we're leaving that totally separate. I buy the book. What do I buy? The book. Okay? The direct object is always affected by the verb. I buy the book. What do I buy? The book. If I didn't want to say book, I could say it. I buy it. In this sentence here, I buy it, I've replaced the word book, our direct object, with a direct object pronoun in English. And that direct object pronoun is the word it. I'm going to label that a DOP. Okay? That's what this is, DOP. It. So let's go ahead and put this one right here into English. I buy the book. Super easy, level 1. Yo compro el libro. Okay, again, what do I buy? The book. That's our direct object. But in Spanish, if I want to replace that word book with an it, I have to figure out which pronoun I'm going to use that will replace the word el libro. So look at el libro. It is singular and it is masculine. So looking right here at this chart, what pronoun do you see that is singular and masculine? Lo. Lo. So when we go ahead and replace el libro with it in Spanish, we have to be very cautious because its placement in the sentence changes. Yo lo compro. El libro, our direct object, the book, now becomes a direct object pronoun. Lo, it. Okay? I buy the book. I buy it. I buy the book. I buy it. So we have to be cautious. Our pronoun, our direct object pronoun, must come before the conjugated verb. Look, take this out. I buy. Okay, so we want to make sure that we keep this verb conjugated to the person who's doing the action, our subject. This is our object. What do I buy? I buy it. It is the book. Okay? Another example, remember that object pronouns, hopefully I don't drop this, can answer the question who. So we just did an example of what, right? I buy the book, what do I buy? Let's do a very quick example of who. Juan sees Luisa. Okay? We're ruling out Juan because he's the one who's doing the action of seeing. But the question I want to ask myself is who? Who does Juan see? Who does he see? Luisa. Luisa is our direct object. It's not a pronoun yet because we haven't replaced Luisa with her. So in this sentence, Luisa is our direct object. But if I wanted to replace her with a pronoun, I could say Juan sees her. And her is now our direct object pronoun, D-O-P. Okay? So remember, when I go ahead and plug this into Spanish, I have to think Luisa, her. Looking up here, what would I replace that with for her? She's a she. Think of your regular pronouns. Where does she usually fall? Right here, right? La would replace Luisa. So we've got Juan. Remember, we have to take care of this her first. La. And then our verb to see is ver, V-E-R, ver. Conjugated for Juan is V-E. Juan la ve. La is our direct object pronoun. Juan sees her. Okay, so again, answers who and what. Let's do a couple of verbal sentences, and I want you to think as I say them out loud, what is the direct object or direct object pronoun? First sentence. I drink the water. I drink the water. What do I drink? The water. The water is my direct object. Okay. I bring Clara to her house. Who do I bring to her house? Clara. Okay. So it always answers the questions who or what. That's our rundown of direct objects. Okay. So over here, I'm going to shift my page a little bit. Indirect objects are similar, a little similar, in that they answer two questions as well, but the pronouns themselves are different. Okay? So indirect objects, you've actually learned them before, but they answer these two questions. To whom and for whom. So again, like I said, you've actually learned these before with verbs like gustar. It's not your first rodeo with these pronouns. Me, te, le, nos, os, and les. So let's do an example of an indirect object in a sentence. Just we'll give you a little English one there so we can first identify it. That's the most important step first, right? First things first. So example. Over here I had I buy the book, right? I'm going to now plug in an indirect object there. I buy the book for Juan. I buy the book for Juan. For whom do I buy the book? I buy the book for Juan. For whom do I buy the book? For Juan. Okay, so Juan is our indirect object. He's not a pronoun yet because we didn't say him, but Juan himself here in this sentence is the indirect object. Now, if I wanted to put that into an indirect object pronoun, I would say I buy the book for him. And him becomes our indirect object pronoun because we replaced Juan with him. We've replaced. Okay? I buy the book for him. So same idea here. We're going to take care of the him up here. Where does he usually fall? He, him, etc. will fall right here. Le. So yo. We know to buy is comprar, but we can't do that yet. We have to take care of him. Him is le. Yo le compro el libro. I buy the book for him. Indirect object pronoun. I buy the book for him. So keep in mind, we're still conjugating comprar in the yo form because I'm buying. I buy the book for him. But we have to be cautious that we remember here, be cautious and remember that this pronoun comes before the conjugated verb. Okay? Let's do another example here. Because this one here answered the question, for whom. I buy the book for Juan. For whom do I buy the book? For Juan. Pronoun, for him. Yo le compro el libro. That answers the question, for whom. Let's do an example of to whom. Maria gives the pen to us. Okay? Now, in this sentence, I skipped right to a pronoun. I could have said, Maria gives the pen to Juan and I. But in this case, for the sake of just an example, I skipped Juan and I replaced it with an actual pronoun, right? Juan and I, if I said, Maria gives the pen to Juan and I, that would be our indirect object. I skipped that up and put it right into a pronoun. Maria gives the pen to us. Indirect object pronoun. Okay? So if I were to be putting this phrase right here into Spanish, right? I start with Maria. She's our subject. She will come first. But Maria gives, right? So we know the verb to give is dar. But we need to take care of us first. So looking up here, what usually falls where nosotros for we is? Nos. Us. So Maria, nos. Now we're going to conjugate gives to agree with Maria because she's giving. Maria gives, so in this case, da, the verb dar, to give. Maria nos da the pen, la pluma. Okay? So nos, that's our indirect object pronoun. Maria gives the pen. To whom? To us. Okay? Again, I could have said Maria gives the pen to Juan and I. Juan and I would be our indirect object. But in this case, I skipped that step and went right to our indirect object pronoun. Maria gives the pen to us. Maria nos da la pluma. Maria gives the pen to us. Okay? So another example. Let me think of one out loud. We'll do just two quick. Oh, my light went off again. Hold on. Bear with me here. Okay? So if I were doing that in a sentence here for just a little verbal practice, I may also say, they buy the purse for their mom. They buy the purse for their mom. For whom do they buy the purse? Their mom. Okay? I could also give you an example. I give the gift to my sister. To whom do I give the gift? I give it to my sister. To whom? Okay? All right. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this clarified a bit more of your object pronouns for you. Adios.